So very, very cute. Yay, we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's show. I'm Kat. Hannah's over here. You might see a hand appear sometimes during the show. You might hear her voice. She's over there. Welcome to the Cheapskates Club YouTube show. Before we get started, I'm just going to run through the boring admin stuff. We'll get it over and done with because otherwise I forget. I get a tad excited about our topics and I forget. So down there, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do. If you'd like to be notified of when there's a new show coming up or I've uploaded a video, click the bell and you'll be notified by email when something new is happening on our channel. If you like our show tonight, please give us a thumbs up. It makes me feel good, but don't worry about that. It's really important for our YouTube rankings to keep us up there so we're easy to find. So if you could give us a thumbs up, that would really, really help us too. Otherwise, if you would like to be able to join our chat tonight, because we have live chat going, you need to be logged into your Gmail account or your YouTube account. Now, that's a YouTube thing. It has nothing to do with me. That's not my requirement at all. It's a YouTube thing. So if you have a Gmail account, log in. You should be able to join our chat over on the side there, and that would be really nice. We'd like to meet you if you're new, and welcome. If you're a regular, welcome. Nice to see you back again. If you have a question tonight, if you could put it all in uppercase so that it stands out a bit so that either Hannah or myself will see it and I'll try to answer it during the show, that would be really good. And one more thing, I'm going to talk about meal planning tonight, and I get a bit excited and a bit carried away about meal planning. But if you'd like to try and meal plan along with us, you'll need a pencil and a piece of paper, or open a Word doc on your tablet or laptop or whatever you're using, just so that you can work along with us. Otherwise, just listen to me ramble on about meal planning and how it saves you time and how it saves you money and how it saves the what's for dinner blues and how you don't need to resort to takeaway or going out for dinner if you have a meal plan. And best of all, how it's flexible, because just because it's on the meal plan doesn't mean that's what you have to have. So, who's with us? 301 Jules, Leonie, Veronica, Kerry, Lucinda, Kathleen, Maureen, Aussie Blink, I think I got that right, Meryl, Melinda, Lorraine, Anne Gray, Linky family, Rebecca, beautiful. And I think there was come up top, Michelle and Julian Rod. That's really nice. You could join us tonight. I meal plan for a year in advance. October, November each year, usually towards the middle to the end of October, I'll do the next year's meal plan. Takes about 2 hours all up if I sit down and just whiz through it. Doesn't take long at all. It's not a difficult thing to do. People get hung up on meal plans and they make them really complicated, or they think they're boring, or they don't really know whether they'll have time to cook on those nights that they set the roast for. Maybe that's not going to be a convenient night or whatever. So tonight we're going to talk about all those things and how you can overcome those issues so that you can get a working meal plan, and you can do a week, you can do fortnight, a month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months like I do. Now, I do my meal plan 12 months in advance because it goes into the weekly newsletter, but it also is printable in the Cheapskates Club Member Centre in the Meal Plan Archives. Ooh, that's hard to say, in the Meal Plan Archives. And it comes down, I don't know if you can see that, no light on it. Anyway, that's what it comes down as, you know, each month. And I just put the months up. Now, it's usually done a month in advance so that you can download it if you want to try and follow it or work around it, whatever. But that's there. Now, in saying that, it's my meal plan. It's what we're going to eat. So if you look at it, and this is for May 2020, so just gone. If you think that you are not going to want to eat pizza meatloaf with wedges and salad, don't do it. That's what we're eating. It was really good pizza meatloaf too, wasn't it? Hannah nicknamed it the best meatloaf ever.
It was good.
It was good. If you don't want to do the Italian vegetarian meatballs, do regular meatballs or turn them into rissoles or just do vegetable pasta. You don't have to. Just because this is what I've put up and this is what we will be eating doesn't mean you have to. There's no rule that says you download this, you have to use it. No, it's entirely up to you. You can rearrange it. And to make life easy for you, there are blank ones that you can download too. In the meal plan archive, you can download a blank meal planner for each month. Easy as. So that's just the monthly one. Now in May, we had roast beef, roast lamb, roast chicken, curried sausages, mock fish, honey mustard chicken, corned beef and cabbage. We had spaghetti and meatballs. No, we didn't because I swapped it to something else. We had pasta bake. We had lasagna. We had ravioli. Pizza. Thursday night is always pizza night in our house. You all know that. The boys make their own pizzas. Hannah and I will have whatever. Last week we had tuna surprise. Don't know what we'll have this week. Something yummy. We'll work it out. Might be something new. Vegetable moussaka, which we just love vegetable moussaka. It is so good. And it's actually a meal on its own. You do not need to have anything else with that dish. It is amazing.
You could do a side salad.
You could do a salad, yes, if you wanted to. Quesadillas, steak sandwiches, haystacks, omelettes, muffin surprise, all simple meals that don't take very long to prepare. Don't use a lot of expensive ingredients. Big thing, don't use a lot of expensive ingredients. And in fact, use basic ingredients. But they're all things that we eat. And they're easy to eat. Now, they're just the main course, entree, whatever. Because often we will have with those, like for instance, I have Mexican lasagna. So with that, we have the lasagna. And depending on whether I want it to stretch for 2 meals or 3 meals, we'll have lasagna and salad, or we will have lasagna with wedges or potato jams or chips and salad. I try not to do pasta and potato together. We don't need 2 starches together. But in the Mexican lasagna, there is no pasta. I use mountain bread instead of the lasagna sheets. So, and the recipe for that is in the recipe file. So, it's pretty easy to meal plan. Okay. Alrighty. So, half of us, Linky family, half of us are vegetarian, and I really do best with my meal planning when I use my slow cooker. Yep. In this meal plan for May that I just read out, we've got mock fish is vegetarian. The Italian meatballs are vegetarian. The vegetable moussaka is vegetarian. The quesadillas are vegetarian. The haystacks are vegetarian. You can do your spaghetti and meatballs can be vegetarian or not, depending on what you use for your meatballs. Ditto your Mexican lasagna, depending on what you use. But the ravioli in tomato sauce is vegetarian because I use the spinach and ricotta ravioli, and it is just in tomato sauce. It's a really frugal meal. I use a jar of my homemade tomato sauce that we do in January, February when the tomato is plentiful, and a packet of the Legos or whatever, Coles or whatever, whichever brand's cheapest, of the spinach and ricotta ravioli with some cheese on the top, sometimes a salad on the side, depending on how we're feeling. So we eat a lot of meatless meals, a lot of vegetarian meals. They're just not promoted as that. And most people probably do. Omelets can be vegetarian. Quiche can be vegetarian. Toasties can be vegetarian. Yeah, soup and crumpets can be vegetarian. So really simple things to do. So just because you have one or two or three or half your family is vegetarian doesn't mean that you can't all eat really, really well and eat the same stuff, because you can. Okay, so what I thought, I've been doing this for so long that I just whizzed through it. So I'll cover the roast. Now, I think you all know, and if you're new, you'll soon find out. Sunday is Sunday roast. We even have a friend that had a nickname, Sunday roast. Sunday is Sunday roast. I grew up with a roast dinner on a Sunday. So Sunday has always been, as long as we've been married, Sunday is Sunday roast. Even when we were away over the Queen's birthday weekend, we still had a Sunday roast in the camp oven. Now, I alternate our roasts on Sunday. I do chicken, then beef, chicken, then lamb. Chicken, beef, chicken, lamb, and so on. So I do that because chickens are the cheapest. Beef and lamb are expensive. So I try to stretch those. Now, out of each piece of roasting beef and each leg of lamb, I try to get at least 2 roast dinners for us. So it means it makes the roast affordable. I don't spend $17 to $20 or more on a leg of lamb to just get one meal out of it, because that makes it unaffordable for me. So we always get at least 2 roast dinners, usually some other sort of meal and stock. With the beef, it's 2 roast dinners. Shepherd's cottage pie, because it's not lamb, it's beef, cottage pie, soup, something like that, to stretch it out even more. So that makes roasts affordable. And when the chickens are inexpensive, as they are January, February, March, early in the year, and then again probably around, don't know how they'll go this year, but usually around September, October, they'll come down in price again. So they're around $2.99 to $3 a kilo. I will stock up. I will take my meat money and I will use it to buy those chickens and stock up, because it's cheaper. So we always have a roast dinner. Now, on the meal plan, I don't put down the veggies that we have with it. I think most people know, although last week we had chips instead of roast potatoes with our roast chicken. But most people know you do a roast dinner, you do roast veggies. So there'll be potato, pumpkin, sweet potato, carrot, onion. We'll do greens of some kind. So it might be broccoli or cauliflower. It could be a mix of both. Corn, sometimes it's corn kernels or corn cobs, whatever, and gravy. I mix it up. I mix the veggies up. So we do have veggies with our meals, folks. Just because they're not on the meal plan doesn't mean we don't have them. We do have them. But I mix it up according to what I have in the pantry, what I have in the fridge, what's growing in the garden. So at the moment in the garden, we've got broccoli, rainbow silver beet, cabbages, cauliflowers, beetroot, parsnips, although they're not quite ready yet, but the Swedes are almost ready. So there's plenty growing in the garden to feed us. So just because they haven't listed the veggies doesn't mean we don't eat them. We do, and we eat plenty of them. I try to work on our dinner plates, and I use the inside circle of the dinner plate. I don't put food right out to the lid. And so if you think of your plate, draw it in half. Half of it is your vegetables. Then a quarter of it will be your protein. So that will be your chicken, your fish, your meat. and a quarter of it will be the starch. So it'll be the potato or the rice or the pasta. Think of it like that and divide your meal up like that. But try to have more veggies than anything else on your plate. You can buy plates like that, diet plates like that, but just keep it in mind when you're doing your serving up. That is an easy way to ensure that you're not eating too much meat, chicken or fish, you're not eating too much starch, and you're getting enough of the veggies, whether they're cooked veggies or raw veggies in salad. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Right, now, if you've got a pencil and a piece of paper or a Word doc open or something, and you want to plan along with me, try this. Most families will eat, well, they have a repertoire of between 35 and 40 different meals that they eat regularly. They're the roast chicken, the spag bowl, the mushroom quiche, the veggie soup, those sorts of things. So while I'm prattling on, just jot down all the things you eat all the time that your family like. It could be fried rice, it could be sweet and sour chicken, lasagna, spag bowl, pasta bakes, veggie pasta bake, chicken and corn soup, beef and black bean. What else do we do? Curries, curried lamb, curried beef. Massaman curry is really nice. I made that to take away with us over the long weekend, and it was a hit because we shared the cooking between the three of us, and it was a real hit. The massaman curry, so easy to do. Pop it in the slow cooker. I like slow cooker meals too, and you forget about it. It just cooks itself. That's my type of meal. Curried sausages. It could be plum sausages in plum sauce. Really nice. What are they called? Sticky sausages. And you can have them with rice. Just barbecue sausages.
In bread.
Barbecue sausages have to go in bread with sauce and onion on the top. That's a weekend, a quick weekend dinner for us in summer. We throw sausages on the barbecue. Muffin surprise, omelets, pie, beef pie, chicken pie, curried pies, whatever sort of pie that you can make. And it can be a regular pie or a pot pie. All your favourite things. Make a list of them and see how many there are. Because chances are you've got more than a month's worth of meals there anyway. And sorry guys, I'll get back to you in a minute. Outback 6, you'll have more than a month's worth of meals there anyway that you can work around. And when you look at them, you will see that they will pretty much probably have similar ingredients. So because we like specific tastes, we all have our favourite tastes, we like specific tastes, most of the food we eat has those ingredients in it. So when I tell you to buy ingredients because it gives you choices, it really does. It gives you choices because it's how you combine those ingredients that gives you the end result. So it's really easy to do. Now, Outback 6, how much do the beef and lamb roasts weigh? Depends on the time of year, depends on the cut of beef, time of year for legs of lamb. Some of them, and whether it's lamb or mutton or two-tooth, some of them can be huge. Some of them, the last few weeks, I've been looking at them in the hope that they would drop down in price, and they're not, but they are enormous. They've been some of them have been 2.7, 2.8 kilos. That's a huge leg of lamb. That's a really big leg of lamb. So I try to go around the 2 kilo mark if I can for lamb. Beef, 1.2 to 1.5 is my ideal size for roasting beef. But again, it depends on the cut and the time of year, whether we've been in drought and the cattle are scrawny or whether we're, plenty of feed around, the cattle are fattened up. It all depends. But that's what I aim for. With a leg of lamb, I aim for around the 2 kilos, 1.8 to 2 kilos. And with beef, 1.2 to 1.5 kilos. Right. Roasted beetroot is really nice, Kerry, if you scrub it. Don't peel it, scrub it. If you peel it, it will bleed everywhere. So scrub it, roll it in olive oil, sprinkle it with salt, and just roast it. It is delicious. Really good. All right, now. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you here. Welcome. Yes, so Kerry uses ingredients, not meals too. Gives you so much more versatility, so many more options. All right. On the Sunday, we have our roast. On Tuesday, we always have a pasta dish. So that makes planning for Tuesdays really easy. Now, I have a list of pasta dishes that we like: spag bowls, getting meatballs, refrigerated lasagna, regular lasagna, pasta bakes, Alfredo, carbonara, cannelloni, ravioli. What else am I looking at? Veggie lasagna. My veggie lasagna is great. Spinach and ricotta lasagna, gnocchi. We do a really nice chicken and pesto pasta bake that's really good. So filling out Tuesday nights for me, because we make Tuesday night pasta night, is really easy. I just slot them in. Now again, with our pastas, depending on the season, it's what we have with them. In summer, we'll have a salad. In winter, I might throw on a focaccia, a garlic focaccia, or we get those sun-dried tomato and cheesy focaccias are really nice, and have it with a little bit of salad and our pasta. So we try to not have just pasta on the plate, although I'm sure the boys would prefer just pasta on the plate. They'd inhale it. In fact, I think Thomas couldn't believe how fast Thomas walked his down tonight. That's how I plan those. I just slot them in. I've got the list of the favourite pasta dishes that we have. And so I just go week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, all the way through to week 52. Done. Ditto Thursdays, always pizza. So that's 52 pizzas. Easy. Saturday night, I try to make an easy night. Just because, it's the end of the week. I'm tired. I don't really feel like doing anything fancy. We've usually had a nice lunch or something. So it will be soup and crumpets or toasties, haystacks, muffin surprise. It could be hamburgers, enchiladas, something like that. In summer, it might be barbecue sausages in bread with sauce and onion on the top. Chicken wings and fried rice. Easy things. Freezer meals. Because a lot of the meals on our meal plan have leftovers that we turn into freezer meals. So once or twice a quarter, we have a freezer meal night and clear out the freezer meals. Everyone chooses what they want, heats it up, that's it. If they don't want what we're having, they can get their own. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Hawaiian haystacks. Guys, if you haven't tried my Hawaiian haystacks recipe, really nice. Yum. This time of year, it's actually really nice because it's a little bit refreshing. We're so used to this. So Saturday night, aim for something that's really easy for you. Give yourself a night off. You could just make Saturday night musty meals. And whatever's in the fridge comes out and gets put out and everyone helps themselves. If you've got little ones, they might even just go for Wheat Bix. And there's nothing wrong with Wheat Bix for dinner. In fact, breakfast for dinner can be a really fun thing to do, really easy meal to prepare. Scrambled eggs on toast, baked beans on toast, spaghetti on toast, leftover stew on toast, whatever, pies, sausage rolls, all those sorts of things all make really good, easy meals. And once a week, doesn't matter if you don't have all veggies. So that leaves Monday, Wednesday and Friday to fill in. What I try to do is, depending on what the roast was on the Sunday, on Wednesday we will have the leftovers from the roast in something. So for instance, if we've had roast chicken and we've had our roast chicken dinner, I've pulled all the meat off the bones, put the bones in the freezer for stock or soup, then it might be sweet and sour chicken. It could be a chicken pot pie. It could be chicken and mushrooms in a vol au vent, whatever, something like that. It could be enchiladas, chicken enchiladas. Now I cheat when I make my enchiladas. I use my own tomato sauce in the bottom of the baking dish, and I always add baked beans to the enchilada mix with homemade taco seasoning, a moo taco seasoning, baked beans, chicken, and if it's looking a bit light on, it might get another tin of baked beans just to stretch it more. Roll them up in either wraps or tortillas or mountain bread. You can even flatten ordinary bread with a rolling pin and roll them up in that. Lay them in a baking dish. Drizzle a bit more tomato sauce over them, sprinkle them with a little bit of cheese and bake them. They're my cheap enchiladas. They're really easy. And they're tasty. They taste really good. So, did the kids really enjoy brekkie for dinner, Anne? I bet they did. Yeah. Welcome, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh, the chicken and hash brown casserole and no leftovers. Very good. Glad they liked it. Okay, so if it's a roast beef we've had, it could be cottage pie, it could be a curry, it could go into a meat pie, just a regular family meat pie. Now in my meat pie I use beef, TVP, onion. If I have mushrooms, I put mushrooms in it. Grated carrot, really finely grated carrot, so it cooks properly. If I have zucchini, I'll throw a zucchini into it. I've been known to mash chickpeas and add chickpeas to it to bulk it out even more, in some gravy and into a pastry lined baking dish with a top on and into the oven is really good. Add some herbs and garlic to flavour it. A little bit of Vegemite also helps to flavour it. And it's really good, and it uses up a really little amount of beef. You don't need a lot to make a really good pie or a really good cottage pie. Roast lamb is the same deal. It will be 2 roast dinners, and I think I explained last week when we do the lamb, it's always carved, all of it's carved. We dish up what we're eating that night, and while I'm doing that, I put away another full meal's worth in a container, cover it with gravy and freeze it. Now there's always the chips, we call them the chips or the chippings, left. So they get used, they can go into a French shepherd's pie. Now French shepherd's pie, I don't know how it got its name, something my mum used to make all the time, and that's mashed potato, dry mashed potato. So she didn't put butter or milk into it. So boil some potatoes, mash them, add your chipped lamb, chopped up bits of lamb, some garlic, and mixed herbs or Italian herbs. Stir it all through, spread it into a baking dish, fork over the top so it's all nice and peaky, brush it with some melted butter and put it in the oven and let it bake. It's delicious, really good. And 200 grams of lamb will feed 6 people with that. Nobody will know that they're not getting lots of meat. It goes a long way, but it tastes amazing. So with a salad, it's a really nice salad. Some crusty bread is really good. Is that question for me, Kerry? Do I make my own vol au vents? No, I don't. Especially at the moment. Having terrible trouble getting puff pastry at the moment. And I don't mind making short crust pastry. I don't mind making, pie-based pastry. But puff pastry is just a pain to make from scratch. So I don't do it. I tend to buy it. And it's really hard to get at the moment. We got some from Woolworths on Sunday. Woolworths, yeah. Last 4 packets. So I bought a lot because we wanted to do matchsticks and pizza scrolls and all sorts of things, and we just didn't have it. All right. So think about what you're going to use your leftover bits of roast for and have them 1, 2 or 3 nights further out just so you don't get bored. So it's not like we had it last night and we're eating it again tonight. It's just boring. Yeah. I try to mix it up just so we don't get bored. Monday night is usually a salad night. I know that sounds bizarre, but because we've had cooked veggies on Sunday with our roast, I tend to like to do something with salad, even in winter, something with salad on a Monday night. So looking here, I've got parma with wedges and salad. Now, I make our own parmas, I make our own wedges, and I do the salad. So parmas are really easy to do my way. Chicken fillets, let them thaw a little bit, partially freeze them or let them thaw a little bit. Depending on the size of them, they're either cut into 2 or 3 pieces. And then they go into some plain flour, into an egg wash, into the KFC mix, and then into egg wash, and then into breadcrumbs. And then they go in the fridge to chill. So I usually do those in the morning or the night before and put them in the fridge to chill. And that's so the crumbs don't fall off when they're frying. And to fry them, all I do is heat the littlest bit of oil in the frying pan, just a smidge. And you're right there.
Yeah, I'm playing a game.
I'm watching hands go over the corner of my eye. I thought she was motioning to me. Just a smidge of oil in the bottom of the pan, just enough to brown. Put them in, brown them, flip them, brown them, put them onto a baking sheet, and then I cook them in the oven. So they get 2 minutes in a really hot pan, just enough to crisp up and brown, and then put them into the oven and I let them cook. Now, about 15 minutes before they're ready to be, before they're finished, I spread them with some tomato sauce, sprinkle them with some cheese, pop them back in. I don't use ham on our parmas. So that's how I do them. You can do them however you like, but they're really easy. And while they're in the oven, because the oven's on, we do wedges, and that's why we do the parmas and wedges, because the oven's on, so I might as well make use of it. And to do the wedges, all I do is scrub the potatoes, cut them into wedges. Then I get a little bit of olive oil, and I like olive oil because I like the flavour of it, but you can use whatever oil you have. I put in paprika, usually a good heaping teaspoon to about maybe not quite 1/4 of a cup of oil. Stir it in, and that just makes it easy to mix through. And I drizzle that over the bowl of potato wedges. Put your hands in and toss it through so they're all evenly coated, and then they go onto a baking sheet into the oven. And I just turn them every 15 minutes or so. until they're done. And they don't take long, probably about the same amount of time as the chicken, 25, maybe 20 to 25, maybe half an hour, depending on what they are, how thick they are. But they all cook together, and it's really easy. It's cheaper than, well, you know, one chicken fillet can do, well, 2 chicken fillets feeds 5 of us with Parmas. Probably 4 big potatoes or 5 medium ones will give us enough wedges, and then we have salad. So when you think that to buy wedges, frozen wedges, are around $3 something, $3.30 or something a kilo. A kilo of potatoes is about between 8 cents and $1, depending on where you buy them. It's a big saving, and it's no effort to do it. It only takes a few minutes because you're not peeling the potatoes. You just give them a good wash and scrub with a brush. The skin crisps up really nicely with the oil. Paprika colours them and flavours them, and you can use whatever paprika you like. You can use sweet, you can use hot, you can use mild, whatever you have. You're the cook in this case, so you do that and choose that. And that's an easy dish for a Monday that still gives us some nutrition because we're having a salad with it, but it seems like a fun meal. It's not a meat and 3 veg sort of meal. It's a bit more fun. Another one for a Monday night would be marinated drumsticks and fried rice, or barbecue steak and salad. Now, we don't have that very often because steak is expensive, but occasionally I can get rump steak for a reasonable price, and I always ask the butcher to chop it up for me, cut it up. If I can get it in the piece and get him to slice it, I can choose how thick I want it, and then he just cuts it into the pieces for me. And it's very easy. Honey mustard chicken, fish cakes. We like fish cakes. We have fish cakes. We generally have them with potato gems and coleslaw. It's just what we have. Again, I know there's potato in the fish cakes and potato in the potato gems. It's just the way it goes together with our family. If you don't like that combination, don't do it. It's your meal plan, not mine. It's just the way we eat. But I like fish cakes, so I usually do at least a double batch, and they're done the same way as the Parmas. They're floured, egg wash into shake and bake, into the fridge to chill, then a little bit of oil in the pan. When it's really hot, drop them in, flip them over, and then put them in the oven to finish cooking through or crisping up. That way I'm not using a lot of oil, and they just aren't greasy. I don't have to worry about the oil. I use probably, it barely covers the bottom of the pan. I mean barely covers the bottom of the pan. So a 3-litre container of oil lasts us nearly a year. We don't use a lot of oil, and that's how I don't use a lot of oil, because I do a lot of it. It's quick frying and baking in the oven to finish it off. Roast on Sunday, reheated Monday, curry on Tuesday, minced on Thursday, yeah. Oh. Yes, I do portion control on our meat and have more veggies, yes. I've talked about this before. Piece the size of the palm of your hand. That's all you need. If it's steak, chops, red meat, 180 to 200 grams. Chicken is 150 to 180 grams. Fish is about 180 grams, depends. We don't eat a lot of fish like that, so we tend to stick more to the salmon and the tuna. Wayne and I tend to eat more of the salmon. Kids don't like salmon. More for us. And tuna. So, but yeah, I do. I'm fussy about portion control. More because I don't think we need as much meat as we eat. If we are eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, getting our dairy and our grains, we don't need a huge amount of meat. And that's why I would love to go out for dinner more. I would really enjoy it because, you know, I mentioned before, cooking dinner every night is not my thing. It's not my favourite thing to do. I would love to go out to dinner more, but I can't eat the meals. They're huge. They're enormous. We were somewhere on one of our trips, and I just went, I'll just have just a chicken schnitzel with salad. And I asked them to leave, and it can be chips, no chips because I won't be able to eat them. It must have been a dodo bird. It was huge. Chicken schnitzel, I couldn't eat it. Now, I don't mind paying for the food if I'm going to enjoy it, but I hate paying for it if it's going to be wasted. And a lot of places won't give it to you to take home. They'll tell you it's against health regulations, and they, you know, if we don't treat it properly and then we get sick, we can sue them and yada yada. So a lot of places won't give you your leftovers to take home. So I really would enjoy going out more to eat. I just can't do it. I hate not. Yeah, I don't mind paying for it. If it costs a lot, I don't mind as long as I enjoy it and I can eat it all. But I have to leave it, I get really upset. So I'm happier to eat at home. The rice won't hold together. Elizabeth is asking about fish cakes. And her daughter suggested using rice instead of mashed potato. The rice, there's not enough in my recipe, my fish cake recipe, there's not enough to stick them together, to get the rice to stick together. So it's not like with the cream cheese patties where the cream cheese melts and holds the rice together, or the quick rice patties where the peanut butter melts and holds the rice together. In my fish cakes, you've got literally the mashed potato, the onion, the herbs, and the tuna, and an egg to bind it. So there's not a lot. I haven't tried it. You can try it, and if you do, let me know how it goes. But yeah, I don't think there will be enough in it to actually get them to form a patty and stick together while you are cooking them. Chicken seasoning from the KFC. Oh, welcome, Rachel. Well, if you go to our website, Rachel's asking about KFC mix. Don't apologise. If you go to our website, go to cheapskatesclub.net and type Moo KFC into the search. There's a little search at the top right of the screen, and it will come up for you. The recipe will come up for you. It's a variation on a variation of a copycat recipe from an American website, and the one I've got is my version of it. It's using things that the herbs and spices that we like. Is it authentic KFC? No. It's just as good though. So it works really well, and it's tasty and inexpensive, and it makes a lot. And I keep it in the fridge. All that's on the sheet for you anyway. Right. Okay, now. Barb, have any ideas on how to plan meals when you receive assistance from relatives and care workers? I have plenty of food, but I can't convince mum to have a week off. You might just have to, Barb. I know my mum had Meals on Wheels for a while, and she was struggling to get through those because she had a soup and a main meal and then a dessert every day. And that's a lot for, it was a lot for mum to eat. So she tried having the soup for lunch and the main meal for her dinner, and she wouldn't be able to eat the dessert. So she put them in the freezer. So we ended up with about 100 desserts in the freezer in a week. There were heaps of them. I don't know. You might just have to say to her, I don't have any more room. Can you please? I don't need any more. Thank you, but I don't need any more food at the moment. I'll let you know when I need it to start up again. Lucinda takes a plastic container in a handbag and stick half in the container before you begin to eat. Good idea. Yeah, Joy, sometimes I do only get entree, depending on where we are, because it is nice to go out to eat occasionally. It is really nice to go out to eat. And now we're at the stage now where we paid off the debts, kids have all finished school, we're sort of at that point where we have a little bit of more discretionary money that we can spend if we want to. I just get really annoyed if I go out and I can't eat it, but I've still got to pay for it. If I, it wouldn't worry me if I really enjoyed it. There are lots of new recipes on the website if there are, Lucinda. Let me see. Kids menus, smaller meals, yep. The chicken lady. And nothing wrong with making your own KFC mix. Really good. And the best part is when you make your own mixes, whether it's the shake and bake or KFC, even if it's just breadcrumbs, you do your own breadcrumbs and they can be fresh or toasted, you control what goes in them. So you can flavour them and season them to your liking, but you're not putting anything else in them that doesn't have to be there. It's really good. Yeah, I do keep the KFC mix and the Outback 6. KFC mix and shake and bake I keep in the fridge.
I don't keep the KFC mix in the fridge when I make it.
Don't you?
No.
Oh, it's just in containers in the fridge and I pull them out when I need it. Right, now I've lost where I was. Kids menu, chicken lady, cheeky. Look, I figure it's your money. If you want to be cheeky about it, go right ahead and be cheeky. Okay, so I try to slot in at least once a week some sort of meatless meal like mock fish or quick rice patties or cream cheese patties. We've made those before. They're we were talking about making some more quick rice patties. Hannah requested for lunch, so we have to get onto those. Those sorts of things. Now, I really like mock fish. My mock fish is, I think it's pretty old-fashioned. I learned to make it at school, so that was a long time ago. And it is simply macaroni with a really stiff cheese sauce and parsley, chopped parsley. Mix it all up, I spread it into a square tin, let it set in the fridge. Then cut it into triangles. So 1, 3, and then into triangles. So you've got nice little triangular pieces like that. Flour, egg, breadcrumb, same deal. Crisp it in the pan and then put it in the oven to finish crisping up. It's really easy and it's very inexpensive. And especially if you make your own cheese sauce, it's really easy with powdered milk, some plain flour, a little bit of nutmeg, some pepper and salt, and then cheese, grated cheese. Now, whatever grated cheese you have, it could be tasty cheese, it could be Colby, it could be Parmesan, it could be mozzarella, whatever cheese you have. A lot of the recipes on my meal plans are really forgiving because I don't do fancy cooking. and I try not to have ingredients that are for one dish only. So if I find a recipe with a new ingredient, I need to be able to use that ingredient in other things to make it worthwhile adding to the pantry. So it comes back to buying ingredients and having the options. The Italian meatballs, the Italian vegetarian meatballs are really delicious too, really simple, and they're just rolled oats.
Lorraine's comment. She had to pay $2 for a plate.
I didn't see it. Where's Lorraine's
Down
comment?
the bottom.
I find it difficult to buy a child's meal without a child with me. I have been for lunch with a family member, and we're going to share a plate. Yeah, Lorraine, I think my friend Joy had the same issue. She went for breakfast with her daughter a few months ago. Same deal. They ordered this all-day breakfast that comes with 2 tomatoes and 2 eggs, and so they thought they'd share one, and she had to pay for the plate and cutlery.
Just take your own.
Yep. So grew up with mock fish that was like a potato pancake. Yes. Now there's different types of mock fish. Now in my Edmonds cookbook, which is the New Zealand version of Common Sense, I think it's a really great cookbook. They do mock whitebait, and the mock whitebait is grated potato on the coarse side of the grater and let it drain. Salt it and let it drain, and then squeeze all the moisture out of it, and then you just beat an egg and stir through it, blobs into some flour and into hot oil. Now they are really nice, and they go really well with dill mayo. They taste really, really good with dill mayo. Fish to the cream cheese patties, yep. Why not? The cream cheese patties are really bland, which I think is part of their appeal because they're not overly herbed, overly spiced. They're fresh sort of thing. So you could add some tuna or some salmon to them. I tend to use tuna more for fish cakes. I like the stronger flavour. I save salmon for special treat lunches, and I will mash it with lemon juice and black pepper, and then I spread either the bread or the roll or the wrap with cream cheese, and then the salmon, and then shredded lettuce over the top. Yeah, Veronica, I just have always called them potato pancakes. My mum just always made them as potato pancakes. But in the Edmonds book, it's called mock whitebait. Cream cheese patties are really good, Elizabeth. You'll like them. Okay. Kerry does something to deep fry them. My kids call them crabs because they have spindly legs. Feel like the noodle spiders. Right. So Wednesday is often a casserole type day. It's hump day. It's the middle of the week. It's the day when I'm busy getting ready to send a newsletter, and I've usually got piles of questions to answer, and I want to get heaps of stuff done. And so Wednesday is often for me a set and forget type of dinner. So I'll go for casseroles, things that I can put into the oven, easy stuff. So things like in summer it'll just be meat in the barbecue, whether it's chicken or sausages or hamburgers or something, and have it with salad. Or it could be tuna surprise. Can't get easier than tuna surprise. It could be just a Auntie Mary's beef casserole. I love that beef casserole. It's so good. And it's really easy. Easy to cook. Or it could be a chicken casserole. It could be something simple like that. Sweet and sour, or beef and black bean. Hannah does a really good honey soy chicken. It's really delicious. Simple things that they're either really quick to put together and cook, or I can do them in the morning, set and forget for Wednesdays. But again, they taste good, but there's not a lot of fancy ingredients in them, and they're not expensive. They're not expensive. They sound really expensive, but they're not. Friday nights, I like to try and make things just a little bit nicer. It's the end of the week. I don't work from Friday night till Sunday morning. I don't work. So I have that time off. So I like Friday night to be something special that we can just have and enjoy. I know I've got the meals for Saturday prepared. They're in the fridge or ready to go. So Friday night's really good. And it will be quiche with salad. We like our quiche. It could be quick rice patties with salad or veggies. It might be something as simple as Kransky with hot potato salad. Now, I do my Kransky, only buy Kransky when it's on sale, either on markdown or really cheap at NQR, and I'll put it in the freezer. So usually 3 will be enough for the 5 of us. And all I do with them is slice them into rings. Then I toss them into my small frying pan. I'll slice an onion and toss in with it, and I just stir it and stir it and stir it until the Kransky's all crispy on the outside, the onion's cooked, and then I cheat, usually, and just get bottled barbecue sauce and squirt over it and stir through, and we have that with hot potato salad. I had a similar dish, I first had a similar dish at the Cuckoo, which is a restaurant here in Melbourne, or up in the mountains in the Dandenongs. And I had a similar dish at the Cuckoo. It was really good, so good. And I'm sure maybe they do use bottled barbecue sauce, I don't know. If I've got time, I will make the sauce with the brown sugar and some balsamic and whatever, but usually just squirt the good old whatever I've got in the cupboard over the top, stir it through and have it with hot potato salad. That's really nice. Everyone except Madam likes that. She doesn't mind the hot potato salad. She doesn't like the Kransky. But it's easy to do. We could do things like meatloaf. When I do meatloaf, I never do just one. It's usually at least 2. And we try to have some for dinner and save some for lunch the next day because it's cold and thinly sliced on sandwiches. It's really good. But meatloaf, plain meatloaf, it could be barbecue meatloaf, it could be the meat pizza meatloaf is really nice, whatever. Zucchini slice, that's been around since the year dot. I think everybody has a recipe for zucchini slice. That's another vegetarian option for, can't remember, sorry, that's rude of me, isn't it? But that's another vegetarian option because I don't put the bacon or the ham in the zucchini slice. It's just vegetables. Yeah. So I do those. I make my list. I work it out. I slot them in. But I have straight away have 3 days that are easily done. So you've got Sunday for rice, Tuesday for pasta, Saturday for easy meals, and just fit the other days in around them. Oh. Thursday for pizza, yeah. And fit the other days in around them. It's really easy to do. Do I stick to the meal plan all the time? Yeah, you'll often see that, no, I didn't feel like doing that. So I didn't, but I can look at it and I can go, honey soy chicken with fried rice. Okay. So I'll change it to just grilled chicken and we'll have it with salad. The ingredients, used ingredients, so we've got the options. I can look at something that says barbecue sausages and salad and go, I haven't got don't feel like sausages, make hamburgers, or I'll do rissoles, or we might have chicken nuggets, and I make chicken nuggets. They're easy to do. Get chicken, chop it up, flour it, crumb it, bake it. It's easy to do. Something like that. So planning for a whole year isn't difficult. Now I use OneNote these days for because I use OneNote for just about everything now. But I used to do it in Excel in a spreadsheet. So I'd have the date down this column, the days of the week across the top, and then I just fill it in. So on the 1st of January, end on the 31st of December. As I said, it was really easy to do all the Sundays because I did the roast, all the Tuesdays were the pastas, the Thursdays were always pizza, or aren't always pizza, and Saturday was always easy stuff, and then I'd slot in around. Now they do change, the ideas change because in winter you eat more hot foods. In summer you have more salady things. So it changes up. So you'll keep, sort of I find that towards the end of March, I'm starting to look at more casseroles and soups and stews than I am rissoles and salads and things. And then come again around September, October, I start to go back to the summery type foods. That's how I meal plan for a year. It's my way of doing it. There are bound to be tweaks that you can do to suit you and your lifestyle. If you work and you get home late, on certain days, we used to have days when the kids were all doing basketball and stuff after school. We didn't get home till 7:30 sometimes, 8 o'clock sometimes. So those nights had to be really quick meals. So on the meal plan, they were like instant meals that I often just leftovers that I'd pull out of the freezer so they could be reheated really quickly. You plan for those things. I also leave gaps for our birthdays because on our birthdays, the birthday person gets to choose what's for dinner. So, on the 27th of July, there's nothing planned for that particularly because that's a birthday and the birthday person will choose what's for dinner. Same for the 9th of September, the 4th of November, so on and so on. I do that and I'm able to do that because I know when everyone's birthday is. Also, our wedding anniversary is left blank because sometimes we will go out, sometimes we'll be away, sometimes we might just get something delivered, or sometimes we'll eat from home. It depends. It sounds daunting, but it's not. It's just a plan. You don't have to stick to it. It's not written in cement, but it's a plan that uses the ingredients you have to give you options. It also means that you can pretty much have a perpetual shopping list so that you know roughly what you have to get each week, fortnight, month, or whatever, and how much it's going to cost. There are no surprises. It's an easy way to save money, save time, save energy, and it certainly does help. Any sort of meal plan certainly helps to cut back on walking through the door at 5:30 and going, I can't be bothered getting tea, and picking up the phone to order fish and chips or whatever. McDonald's, you can get anything ordered on Uber Eats these days. So it stops that. It also helped with my boys because they could look at the fridge and see what was for tea. Now, sometimes if I changed it, there might have been a bit of a hissy fit, but I would explain why it was changed, and that was okay. But it still stopped that what's for dinner, what's for dinner, what's for dinner, what's for dinner, what's for dinner question over and over and over that you can get. So if you have children that like to know, sticking a meal plan on the fridge or the pantry door or whatever, where they can see it really helps. It also means too that I could tell them, check the meal plan and see what we have to get out of the freezer, what veggies have to be done, etc. And they could help start dinner. So everyone is involved. Right, now I'm getting the winder. Oh my gosh, sorry folks, I don't mean to go over. It's Delaney on tonight. I haven't seen her, Barb. 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 Okay, so guys, menu planning for a year isn't difficult. I just like the idea that I don't have to think about what's for dinner for a whole year. Don't have to think about it. And you know what? I've been doing this for so long that I can actually start to recycle from a few years ago now. Easy, easy peasy. It just means that I can shop for my ingredients once a year and know that we will eat. Yep. Okay. Alrighty. Leftover corned beef shredded and used in place of the tuna and fish can. That would be nice. Now, did I post a recipe recently for corned beef? I did. Yeah, corned beef and potato and pickles. It has to be Rosella pickles though, that's just my choice. Or my own zucchini pickles. Really good. Okay. All right, guys. They like to know what's going to go into their bellies. All right. Lucinda, don't stress over it. Just have fun doing it and work with it. And remember, you can tweak it whenever you like. Your meal plan, like your budget, is not set in cement. It is a fluid thing that means it has to change. It's meant to. Because as your children grow, as you get older, as circumstances change, the meal plan will need to change too. All right. If you've really enjoyed the show, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end and listening to me. Please give me a thumbs up. It's just down there under the screen. If you move just to your left, you'll see the thumbs up and thumbs down. Thumbs up would be really good. And I'll be back next Tuesday night. I'd like to talk about our price books next Tuesday night and have a surprise for you. So tune in. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. So I think price books are going to be really important in the next few months. Thank you again so much for joining me. I shall see you next Tuesday. Good night.